Good morning. Coffee talk time here. Grab your coffee and let's chat. Today I wanted to talk about just how introverts are most commonly misunderstood. Since I've been talking more about this lately, some people have a different understanding of like what introvert means versus what extrovert means. And so it's always curious to me to hear what other people think about that, like how they define introvert versus extrovert. And I think the most common is like how you get your energy, how you recharge. And, but I think some other people think what I've heard is like how you interact around people, like whether you're shy and quiet and reserved or whether you're like really loud and outgoing. And that's what I think is a really common misunderstanding. It's not that introverts are really quiet and shy. Why do I keep saying that? I've been saying that a lot. Shy and quiet. I'm an introvert, but I don't know if most people would think that because I still love people. I love hanging out with people and being social. I'm not super shy anymore like I used to be. But I know that I need that time to recharge after being around people. If I have something every single day of the week, it's very stressful for me, and I need to schedule in that at least that one day to stay home and do nothing. And that's very important for me to be able to recharge. And I think that's the key thing about introverts that is commonly misunderstood. It's that like, yes, we can still people and we can still be social, and we often still need to be a little bit social. But we need that downtime to recharge, whereas extroverts need something on the calendar like every single day to get out of the house in order to feel energized. Whereas for an introvert, that's draining, and we need to come home and have some some downtime. And as a mom, this is even extra difficult when you're a mom, especially with young kids who maybe aren't in school yet. You don't get that downtime. You don't get that alone time because once you put the kids to bed, you're just so exhausted. You either go to bed or you like sit on the couch, watch a show, and then go to bed. And that's not recovering like we talked about yesterday, right? So I think that's the most commonly misunderstood thing about introverts is that we can still be social and we can still have a good time and we don't have to be shy and quiet. We can be outgoing, but we just need that time to recharge. And so if you think that you might be like an extrovert, but then you find that you're really tired and you haven't had that time to like recharge, maybe you need to reconsider and think about like planning that one day a week of downtime. And for moms, that's hard. You need to really ask for help and to ask someone to take your kids for like one day of the week if you can, or a couple hours, so you can actually like recharge and recover. Because I didn't really realize that about like, I knew I was an introvert, but then as a mom, suddenly you're like touched and talked to all day long. You don't get a break and it's exhausting. And then you start getting towards burnout and you start becoming angry mom, where you're just like, you can't control your temper sometimes. Well, I've been there. And I think that's when it becomes very exhausting, is when you realize like, oh, I don't get that like me time break that I would normally get, right? So especially as a mom, schedule in that downtime and ask for help so that you can get alone time to recover. And like, you'll find that you are a better mom for it, to be honest. Like, you just have more patience for your kids, you have more energy for them, you're recharged like a battery, right? You're not running on low. And especially if you're a working mom too, and you have to people at work, and then you come home and you have to people. it's a whole thing. So yeah, I think that's the most commonly misunderstood thing about introverts, is that not everybody is just like hates people and like just wants to cuddle up in our hole and not talk to anybody. It's just that we need that time to like be alone and recharge. And sometimes that's really hard for us to say no to social gatherings, because we have this like outer expectation of that we need to like hold up to people and be like a people person, and so it's hard for us to say no sometimes, but that's really important. And that, sorry, garbage truck. That's really important for us to be able to say no and not feel pressured into things. Like if we're saying no, if we're saying that we're just burnt out and we need a day to like do nothing and not like have to cancel plans, maybe like be a little bit understanding that that's just our way of recharging. And it's not against anybody personally, it's just we need that time to ourselves so that we don't burn out. If you run a business of some kind, or if you have these dreams of like you want to run a business or you want to start a nonprofit or you want to do something, but you're like, but I'm like not a people person, you can still do those things and not be a people person. There are so many opportunities now online where you don't have to like be face to face with people all the time, or you can just learn how to protect your energy in a way that's like in pockets of time throughout the day, and then still get your rest and recharge time. And then, and then you can still like make your impact on the world and do your thing, like your dream and your goals, without having to change who you are or become this like extroverted person or like put your face on camera all the time. Even if you don't feel like you're like one of those people who's like willing to put themselves out there, you don't have to be. In my Facebook group, this is something that I talk about a lot, and in a course that I'm like just finished developing and is now just like kind of in the beta stage, I talk about this a lot, how like you don't have to change who you are, you don't have to become this like super loud extroverted person in order to be successful in any sort of endeavor that you want to have a bigger impact on the world or whatever it is, right? So come join us in that Facebook group. I'll put the link in the description, and you can learn how like you can stay true to yourself and protect your energy, your sanity, your mental health as an introvert, and still be successful in what you want to do. So I'll leave it at that. Hope you have a great day.